Testing 1, 2, and we are live. A little bit hot on the microphone. How's everybody doing today? This is Bronze Dragon coming at you with the weekly Atlas Earth themed live stream here on Sundays at noon Eastern Time. Thanks for joining me. Brand new month. Just got started with the new challenge ladder, so I'm sure we'll talk about that. Got up and promptly made a mistake, but we can talk about that here in a few minutes. Let's see who's in chat. Hey, it's Sherry. It's here. Good morning. Martin Ray is here as well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. I got off to a pretty good start, but I promptly made a mistake. So as is usual, whenever I roll over in bed, I grab the phone and I do my 20-minute ad and I start boosting, my boost ads to get those caught up. And I got them all caught up and I'm like, oh my, this is the beginning of the month. I should have checked for a boost challenge. And I went ahead and checked the challenges, and sure enough, I didn't have immediately available the standard boost challenge. So I had to clear one of the challenges, and then it popped up, and I'm like, wow, I just wasted all those boosts I could have had towards my challenge ladder. But, live and learn. So let's see who else is here. Scott Davidson's here. Welcome, Scott. Says, already passed 500 points on the new challenge ladder. Nice. I don't think I'm that far, but I did notice that they've tacked on a couple of hundred extra points. And just by the way, I'm still fighting this throat lung thing, so my voice isn't back to normal, and I'll be sipping on some hot tea as we go along. A little bit of honey in there to help my voice. So, yeah, I did see that they went from 1,500 to 1,700 points. So they're making it harder. So all you people out there that said this was too easy to complete, well, there you go. They're making it harder. And Annalise told me this morning that they also adjusted some of the rates on the mini games as far as the mini game challenges. So we'll have to, I guess, win some more mini games. I did notice that my challenge ladder was stacked full immediately of mini games. There's a few of the other ones, that make it, that you could, the more heavily weighted ones, but vastly the whole challenge ladder was mini games. And we've got, I guess, rock paper scissors later today here in the States. I'm assuming if you're in the UK or Europe, you've already started this or done this, but yeah, I'll probably clear out rock paper scissors this afternoon. Hopefully you can get 2 levels through. Yeah, so we can talk about that too, what everybody feels about rock, paper, scissors if you want to. And of course, the big news is if you saw my video or you saw some other people did videos, Annalise did a video, and a few of the other folks that I'm becoming more familiar with. There's a guy over in France that's doing videos on this now. So a lot of people put videos out this week. We had 2 big things hit. We had the announcement of the overhaul for the artwork, and we can talk about that because the game is fixing to look completely different, and I think it's very much an art style, but I think there's more behind the scenes as far as what they're trying to do there, not just make it look newer and more updated and more like kind of like a mobile type game. This artwork just strikes me, if you've ever played Clash of Clans, it's pretty much that style artwork. But to me, it really, and we're not going to dig in deep right now, but we can later on if you want to. I think that from seeing a lot of people reports on Reddit and stuff like that, some people, and I think maybe those people with older phones have problems running the game. And from a perspective of code, with the caveat there that I'm not a developer, I've just been involved with that in the past. Code can be set up and patched over time for a game, and maybe it's not the most efficient, doesn't run the best. It can be recoded and work better on multiple devices, what do I want to say, more mobile devices, not multiple devices, require less battery, require the phone to heat up less, load textures better. And this new art style, although I don't know, I'm still on the fence. It seems very cartoony to me. I still lean towards the older art style. I like the more realistic type thing, and that's how I am with other games, right? But I can see why they would want to go towards an art style that requires less compute, and maybe in the background they might also be redoing a lot of the code to work more efficiently on a greater variety of phones. So we can talk about that as well. I'm sure everybody has their own opinion on that. Let's see. What's everybody saying? Eric Wang is here. Good morning. Sherry says, I'm in the 3 times tier as of this week. Nice. Bought a bunch of parcels before the SRB. I am still at the top of 4 times. Have not bought any parcels this month yet. Actually, I'm kind of low on Atlas bucks right now. My next, even though as I get higher in tiers, doing tier jumps means less and less to me, really, because the tiers get wider and wider and the multiplier is lower and lower. I still want to get as close to that break-even point as possible. I need, I think I figured I need like 12,500 to hit the break-even point. My goal was 10,000 to get 100 parcels this month. So far, I am at like 7,500. So I'm sure going through this ladder, and I've started on the ladder. I think I've got like 300 points. We'll check here in a minute. Helps with, it brings in some of that the Atlas bucks I need. But I think it comes down to even though I did more surveys this last month, I came out less. I earned less Atlas bucks overall than the previous month, I think. Okay, let's jump back into chat. I'm getting behind here a little bit. Annalise is here. Good afternoon. Welcome back, Annalise. I see you came back from vacation and promptly jumped out of the skillet into the fire in chat in Discord. But good luck with that. Happy Camper is here. Says, hi, everyone. I was just on Atlas completing the new ladder challenges. Yeah, I did like, we're still in the 33-to-1 conversion, so it's a good time to get in that rent to Atlas buck conversion if you do that. I did $1. I was hoping to get the next one like $2 or $3 to pop up so I could get it in before the conversion special is over. I normally, sorry, my mustache was in my mouth. I normally only do the first 2 levels of rent conversion. We'll see what this comes down to with the new points needed, going up to 1,700. I was hoping to get another level in before the conversion special stopped, but I did. I downloaded a new game, so I completed the first level of Arcade. I did 2 levels of surveys so far, just basically stuff I could do from my armchair. I haven't bought any parcels. I haven't done any mini games. The mini games are later on this afternoon here. So, okay, let's see here. StewTube is here. Welcome. Says, what's up, BD? Fancy pronouncing some Welsh town names. I'll give it my best shot, but I cannot promise anything. I am not good at that pronunciation, and I know they have some wild ones. So Annalise says non-SRB boost is task 11. Yep, it popped up after I had to clear one, but I was a little bit late on that. Eric says did the same thing when I woke up. Yeah. Droid Dude is here. Welcome, Droid Dude. Welcome to the party. We meet, this is like the 12th version of this, on Sundays at noon Eastern time here, and just talk Atlas Earth for about an hour. See what's going on with everybody. Skip is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Martin says, I've got to save for tier jump 9,000 Atlas bucks, so I've got to try and do the challenge ladder with no land purchase. Well, you're going to be doing a lot of mini games. So there's other ways to get around it, right? But land purchasing, since it's one of the main things in the game, pretty much what the whole game is about, is pretty heavily weighted. But, you know, the AMP challenges, if you do the AMP challenges, that should, and also surveys, that should get you pretty far as well. But we're talking about 200 extra points this month as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Hey, it's Sherry, says my challenge ladder is always half mini games. Yeah, I think the last few months they've really increased how they've changed how the mini games go. You know, you used to have a certain amount you played and then a certain amount you won. Now it's just a certain amount you won, and they've reduced them, but they also increased the amount of wins you need, and they've also increased the amount of games we have. So now we have rock, paper, scissors, and coming up at some point, I'm assuming trivia is still on the books, but I haven't heard anything about that. Of course, I'm still waiting for that other big thing that happened this last week, which was the AMA with Sami. And because it was in the middle of the day here and I was busy this week at work, I couldn't catch it live. So I was figuring that they would just post it the next day, but apparently they want to do a bunch of edits. So it will be interesting. And yes, I know Annalise let me know that one of the other YouTubers had posted it. I haven't got a chance to watch it, but it'll be interesting to see what they actually go in and edit out. Because obviously, I don't know, maybe they're going to edit it just for time and take out a lot of the, you know, spaces and stuff like that. But they also might be editing out some stuff maybe they didn't want to get out. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't made a video on that because I haven't seen it yet. I'm just waiting for that video to post. And it just seems like it's taking quite a while for it to hit the airwaves, so to speak. So let's jump back into chat here. StuTube says 500 points exactly after Rock, Paper, Scissors 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, I had kind of figured that. The last few seasons, or the last 2 months, it's been like, you know, you do a mini game and you get like, you can do level 1 and level 2. And a couple months ago, I even got like a level 3 on one of the mini games that I immediately did. So I assume that this month, since I got 200 extra points to clear, that I will probably be playing a few more mini games than I usually do. I guess in the last couple months, I've averaged maybe taking part in 2 of the mini games before I completed the monthly challenge. With the 200 extra points, I'm assuming that it'll take me a few extra days, but I'm not in the mode of hurrying through this anymore. As long as I get it complete, you know, obviously, what I'm really looking forward, what I really look forward to in that challenge ladder is getting those extra Atlas bucks as I complete the challenges, so they can further help me go ahead and complete my buy parcel challenges. Because like the last couple months, I've only really needed to do the first 3 levels. The last couple months, I've completed the challenges without doing buy parcel 4, which I always plan on doing within my month, because I kind of plan my months out. Like this month, I wanted to make it, you know, I'm at 1100, and like 1250 would be theoretically my break-even point by AE calculator. You know, I was figuring, well, if I could get to 1200, I would be happy, right? I don't know. I don't have that much Atlas bucks yet. And usually I wait and do a good portion of my challenges before I even go over there to buy parcels, because I have to do a bit of drive. I'm not buying parcels right around my property anymore. Although, just kind of sidestep there, it was funny because in that video where Sami and Derek and the new guy on the artwork team that they've hired to redo the game, they put up a before and after of what the game's going to look like. On that left side is my property, is my main property, and it's an old shot of it, you know, because I can tell for a few reasons. I can tell that it was pre-November, you know, so because in November I took over as mayor in my town or my area. It's not really a town; it's a township. But I took over as mayor, and I see the even though they blurred it out, the previous guy's little icon there, or woman, I don't know if it's male or female. I just thought that was incredibly funny because I guess they're keeping an eye on me. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm playing by the rules. In fact, I'm one of the guys that gets on the air and says, don't break the rules. I'd rather play by the rules and have fun and make money. You can see I just crossed my $350 mark, and this is about 13 months into the game. I'm playing in the United States, so I was able to add about $20 to my total as far as profit from last month, even including the $10 that comes out for my monthly ladder fee, for subscribing. Okay, let's just jump back into chat, see what everybody's saying. I got off on a tangent there. Kev Dog, millionaires in the house. Good morning. Happy Camper says, my favorite game, rock, paper, scissors. Oh, I'm sure that, everybody, some people like it, some people don't like it. It's just like the other games, I'm glad to see that they're trying to get out of like the mold of all the games being kind of the same. I also like the idea, if you watch this video where they talk about redoing the games, where it apparently is, at least Sami is considering, he didn't say whether they were going with it or what, considering redoing some of the mini games, because the new art team had posted a couple shots of maybe and talked about maybe how to redo fishing. So I guess the idea is there. Maybe we can change some of the mini games in some way. I don't know. Maybe they're just talking artwork, but he did say he did go over a change that would be in effect changing fishing from being, the round circle to just like random whack-a-mole type thing. So it's nice that they're considering actually changing things up. They are adding new games. They just added the rock, paper, scissors, and I said trivia's down the road. So it's, he's in the mindset of everything's going well, so let's give the game a fresh coat of paint so that it appeals to more people, and perhaps a rework in the background because of the art style so that it runs more efficiently for more people. A lot of people are saying, I don't care as long as I can still earn money off of it and stuff. One of the things that kind of caught me was, no longer kind of moving away from the astronaut thing. You no longer saw the astronaut on there. Of course, all the shots we saw were working shots, except for, of course, the little compass that you spin on a daily basis that went into game this week, as well as, they changed the little artwork on the arcade page there, made the ads a little bit bigger and everything like that, or the buttons a little bit bigger. But everything's in the transition phase or the planning, and everything can be changed, right? So I wonder if they're still thinking about having some customizability, because there was discussion about being able to customize your astronaut. A lot of people like that idea. Of course, they're moving away from that astronaut kind of thing, I think, and moving more towards an explorer here on Earth type thing. But is there going to be more customization, I guess that's the word. I was going to say customizability. I'm like, I don't think that's a word. But yeah, it's interesting the way it's going. I'm not saying that I completely like this new art style, but I can understand why they're doing it. Sherry says, I hate rock, paper, scissors. Droid Dude agrees with Happy Camper, says that he likes they like rock, paper, scissors. StewTube says, we had 2 new people on the podium here in Wales, so whilst I hated rock, paper, scissors, it's good for the game as a whole. Lots of new faces. In T25. I don't know what T25 is. But yeah, one of the things is getting more people. The more people that we have in each area for these mini games, the amount that the people that win is going to go up. Like I said, I'm guilty. I'm not one of those people that really like the mini games. I like the fact that they're considering changing them. I do them just to get through the challenges, and I'm not one of those people that sit here and spend an hour or two playing them. So I don't talk about them a lot. The guys over on Beer Money Engine always stream a lot of times when the events are live, and they're good at talking about strategy and how to play and everything. I think once in a while I go over there and pop up on one of their streams. They invite me, but I'm not the guy to talk about strategy for mini games. But I'm glad that they're thinking about changing and updating things. And hey, one of these times the things might appeal to me. I can understand why they're doing them. Obviously, now it is to get people to watch more ads, right? So that's what the whole game's about, right? But from a business perspective, a lot of people complained about the pots going down. But the more people we get in, the more ads are watched. The pots should go up. So who knows? And everything's being adjusted. That's what they always say. Everything can always be adjusted, and don't be surprised if things are adjusted, because they will be. Okay, let's see here. Annalise says, my daughter thinks the new style is good, that they are doing it, but she hates it. Yeah, I think it's a very similar style to a lot of these games we play on the arcade, right? And like I said, I played that other game for quite a while, and it's very much like that. So, Annalise says personally she likes the new style. Lewis is here, says, hi, Bronze. Just a quick question. When you subscribe to the challenge ladder, do you get the extra Atlas bucks in addition to the ones on the free challenge ladder? Hope all is well. Yes, you claim both sides. So the way subscribing, if you're new here, if the way subscribing to the challenge ladder works is you have two options. If you pre-subscribe before, you don't want to pre-subscribe the last day of the month. You want to pre-subscribe at least 2 days before the end of the month, and that'll be $9.99. That covers you for the next month, right? $9.99, and you can collect both sides of the challenge ladder. So you work the challenge ladder all the way down, and when you complete it, you get that free badge on the left side, and you get the free legendary parcel upgrade on the right side. Now, if you wait until that last day of the month or into the next month and you start completing the ladder, then you have the option to subscribe for $14.99 US. I'm talking US dollars here. And that allows you to go ahead and collect everything, okay? And it allows you to back collect. So for instance, you got halfway through the ladder, you decided to spend that $14.99 and subscribe, then you can back collect all the stuff you've earned as well as everything you can get through the end of the month, right? So the takeaway here is really, I've done the math and I've done episodes on it. It's worth it both ways, especially if you can complete the ladder. But I think that the subscription is worth it. If you can complete at least 60% of the ladder or so, it's well worth it. And especially if you can complete the full ladder. So, and up to now, I have not, I've been able to complete the ladder each month. So, but I would say I put a decent amount of effort into the game compared to some people. And everybody puts a different amount of time into it. So, hey, Beer Money Engine's here. Welcome, Pharaoh. Lady Sharon says, good morning. Finished last ladder on time. Started to work on this one. Will need to do some other stuff this month as I'm not going to buy as many plots. At 1:30 only, will buy 10 this month. Okay, well, like I said, everybody moves at a different pace, and I think your goal should be just constant progress and planning your progress out and figuring out what you're happy with. You know, as some people play more, some people play less, spend more time on it, less time on it. And as long as you're happy and making consistent progress, you're better off than you were last month. So Annalise says, at Lewis, yes, you can claim both sides. I just talked about that. Hey, Cerizi's here, a member of the channel. Good morning. And Cerizi, since you're a member, you'll notice I added a new emoji. And I put out a message for members of the channel, in case, just a little plug here. For members of the channel, you can use emojis, and I put a boost button. As you get more members of the channel, you have more, you can add more emojis. Hey, Martin Ray, I scrolled down. Thanks, thank you. Contributed to the channel. I appreciate it. He says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, I appreciate that. Reminding everybody that, hey, if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing if you're not already subscribing. Okay, I'm jumping back and forth. Sorry. Had to cough. In yesterday's live stream, I turned off my mic to cough and forgot to turn it on for another couple minutes, and I was talking and nobody could hear me. Okay, let's go back to chat. Let's see here what everybody's saying. Beer Money Engine says, on call this week, so everything's on pause here. Watching squirrels in my front yard eating. Joshua is here. Welcome, Joshua. Says, what happens if you withdraw 5 cash, but don't withdraw it? Will it go back to the game, or what happens with the money? Huh. Yeah, Annalise says, reach out to support for that. Yeah, if you have any problems with withdrawing money, I would just immediately put in a support ticket with all the details. I usually withdraw it and go straight to PayPal. I'm here in the States. Everybody, depending upon where you are in the world, you have different options for withdrawing. I go straight to PayPal and put it into my PayPal savings. I earn 4% on it. And then on a monthly basis, I remove $10 to cover my subscription. And no, you can't go directly from PayPal to subscription. You can get a PayPal debit card and do that, but I just charge it on my main credit card. I take $10 out and send it back to my savings account to account for the charge, so I can keep an accurate look at, you know, what my overall profit is out of the game at any one time. So for instance, you're seeing here, I made about $350 in the game. I think I'm at about $220 in profit. The rest has went to my monthly subscription for the challenge ladder, and which has helped me a lot move forward a lot further at a faster rate. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, rent to Atlas Bucks conversions. Like I said, I usually do the first couple levels per month. So I like to keep, yeah, if you have a problem, anything like that, I would immediately put in a ticket with support. Beer Money Engine says, I am only playing rock, paper, scissors until I don't see it in my challenges anymore. Okay, so you're not doing another hour-long or 2-hour-long show? I couldn't imagine playing rock, paper, scissors for 2 hours. Sorry. Sharon says, oh dear, I didn't notice the ladder. Don't tell me that they are the same prizes. People who finish these in a few days, in my opinion, ruin it for those of us who take the entire month. Well, I think there's a lot of people that were vocal about completing them in a few days, and then saying kind of to the, I guess to the aspect of, that's the wrong word, aspect, to the thought process of it being too easy. Well, guess what? It's not as easy anymore. And I think this is going to hit people who play free to play and don't do the heavily weighted like amp missions and stuff like that a lot more, a little bit harder. Kev Dog Millionaire says, you can definitely get the challenges done, not converting. You just need to grind minigames. Yeah, a lot of it's about minigames. Although surveys are also heavily weighted. So I think you need to do surveys. Yeah, a lot of people don't like doing them. I haven't had too bad of luck lately. I did the first two levels today. Overall, but today I see that I didn't see a whole lot of short surveys. To get through the surveys on the challenge ladder, I usually rely upon the ones that take less than 10 minutes, but I didn't see many of those when I immediately fired it up today. Although I have found, and I think this may be an average for me, that the ones that are taking longer, so for instance, ones that show 15 or 20 minutes to take, even if you get kicked out, I think have a higher potential of giving you that 1 or 2 Atlas bucks as a little bit of a prize for taking part of it versus the quick ones who just dump you out and don't give you any Atlas bucks. The takeaway there is if you get those couple Atlas bucks, then it counts for your challenge ladder. So Joshua says there was only chatbot and didn't really help. At the bottom, I think, I haven't been in there lately, there should be an option to go ahead and put in a ticket on the chatbot. Beer Money Engine says, be sure to click the like button and subscribe. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Annalise says, at Joshua, if you are in Discord, send me a DM, please. Annalise is a Discord moderator over there. So Eric says, aiming for a double tier jump. Nice. I did that once when I was lower level to get my first mayorship out here in Vegas. Sweet. Been saving up for a while to make it happen. Nice. It feels really good. I did a double tier jump one time. I did a video on it. Beer Money Engine rated the games according to how he likes them. He likes golf the best, racer next, warship next, bowling, and then fishing, and then our rock, paper, scissors. Mine would go differently. I think golf or bowling is probably my favorite, with fishing probably coming in second or third. I don't like warship. Rock, paper, scissors, Kevdog Millionaire says, Super Saturdays will make minigame challenges a breeze, though. Yeah, I was wondering when somebody had mentioned that, and the whole deal where they were supposed to include the UK, but for some reason they just included England and not the rest of the UK. So I don't know how that happened and why that happened, but yesterday was the first time ever a lot of other people could try it out besides, the US, which they tested it out. Yeah, I think that's the whole purpose behind doing the Super Saturdays, letting people catch up. They're putting more minigame challenges out there on the challenge ladder, but in case you missed one of the ones during the week, you can catch up on Saturday, right? Beer Money Engine says, not saying I like warship, but at this point it's the best of the rest. I'll just say it. I don't like warship. And that's bad because I'm a Navy vet and I wanted to like warship, but I didn't. Or I don't. Supreme Victory Studios is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Says, I don't play Atlas Earth, but I do have a question about how they run their ads reward system. Do they just split the revenue with the player? How do you like the system as a player? Thanks. Well, that's a good, the whole game, that's a good question. The whole game is based on advertising. What you earn out of the game is based upon how many pieces of land you have in the game and their rarities. The more land you have in the game, the higher rarities your parcels. It's like opening a pack of games and a pack of cards in Splinterlands. You got different rarities, right? Same thing when you turn over a land plot. A legendary plot of land makes 4 times what a common plot of land makes, in other words. So the more land you have, the more actual rent you make. And there's other modifiers as far as your rent boost. There's an active boost where you watch an ad and it boosts the amount you make. Okay, so obviously this is to encourage people to continue watching ads. And then they have an ad every 20 minutes you can watch where you can get 2 Atlas bucks or 1 Atlas bucks depending upon where you are in the world. And you earn Atlas bucks from doing various things, playing games, watching ads, stuff like this, and you use those to buy property in the game, which also in turn increases the rent you earn. And the rent you earn in game can be removed. There's a minimum of $5, but once you hit $5, you can remove it. It's one of those things that starts out very slowly, but it builds over time. So that's kind of a brief description. I do have some other videos that describe it a little bit better. But it's 2 different systems. The watching the ads and playing games, which include a lot of ads and stuff like this, really increases your Atlas bucks, which is your in-game currency. But in turn, you take your Atlas bucks and buy more property, which increases your actual rent. And there's some other modifiers there, like your 2 boosts. You can buy badges, where you visit different parts, different areas. You travel around, buy badges in different cities and countries and states and stuff like that, and increase the another type of boost to your rent. So there's 2 main boosts that you can do to your overall rent, and to increase your overall rent, you just buy more property. There's a little bit more strategy to that, but that's at the basics. Hopefully I said that good enough. Lewis says, also, I played Warship the other day and completely understand why everyone hates it. When it gets fast, I stick to one column and then nothing comes down that column. I think Warship is what they talk about having a pattern. And if you can understand the pattern, then some people say it's a lot easier. Me, I haven't found the pattern. I can hit the 2 first sets of the super bullet or whatever you say. But after that, it's just too fast and I just can't hit any of them. Maybe one randomly, you know. Okay, I'm scrolling around, going back in chat. Droid Dude says, at Beer Money Engine, your list makes me cringe so bad. Yeah, I think everybody's going to have different type of feelings on the games. Cerezy says, I was able to get to the level 3 15% badge boost yesterday. Nice. Looking forward to the new challenge system with the new changes. Yeah, I just think that they're continuing to change things. Obviously, I think that the changes bring more money into the company, right? Maybe they've seen that maybe it was a little bit too easy for people to complete. Maybe too many people were completing it within the first week, you know, and maybe they're just modifying. They always have said that they have the right to continually modify. So, you know, I'm sure they're just modifying it to, you know, it's a company, probably to try to make the players happy on one side and also try to bring in more money for the company on the other side. Because I'm sure that though the game seems to be doing pretty well, I'm sure that a total art overhaul of the game is not cheap, right? Hey, Arbin's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, it's Sherry. Says she rates Racer first, fishing, then bowling, golf, Warship, and rock, paper, scissors is last. And Elise says, LOL, they are probably just watching your videos like the rest of us. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm glad. I try not to put out any false information. I try to pride myself in trying to maintain that center line, trying to do videos about, you know, how I'm playing and strategy and maybe some rules or maybe some things I picked out of the white paper that I found interesting, the terms of service, you know, things like that. It's where I try to do videos on. So I don't try to do some other videos that have popped up lately, kind of these big, what do they call them? Clickbait type articles where people are putting out false information and making false claims. I just try to be logical. This is not a game you're going to get rich on. I've had fun playing it over the last year, and I've made about $350, right? So that's all I can say. Lewis says, and gutted the iconic astronaut. Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like the fact that it seems like the astronaut's going away. I mean, in the new setup of explorer, like the old-fashioned going out exploring land type thing, the astronaut really doesn't fit in. We didn't see him on that piece of art that they had shared. Of course, everything's still in the work. That piece of art that they shared of the screen also didn't have a lot of the buttons we need on it, right? So a lot of the buttons, like it did show the boost button, but it didn't show the other buttons as far as leaderboards and stuff like that. Where are those buttons going to come in? Because a lot of us have talked about, it also didn't show the feed, where the feed's going to come up, right? So a lot of us have talked about this. You know, some people don't like the feed. Some people think that the feed should be auto off unless you click it and want to turn it on. It's in the way a lot of times if you're trying to get diamonds. A lot of these other buttons are in the way if you're trying to get diamonds. So it'll be interesting to see how they redo everything. I didn't see any diamonds on that map, so how are they going to do diamonds? So is it still going to be diamonds? Who knows? Yeah, it is going to be diamonds because on the new little compass, it does show the diamond readout. Sherry says, I hate that the astronaut is a yield sign. Really hope they change that. Yeah, I don't know if that was, obviously anything can change. I don't know if that was just something put in there before something else is going to go in there. Who knows? Maybe it's a new explorer. I like the idea of having customizable explorers. I mean, even if they just change it to like an explorer instead of an astronaut, who knows? I just don't think that the astronaut fits in with the new style they've got. So, but I have liked, and we've talked about this before, the idea of being able to customize your character, whatever it ends up being. New hat, new clothes, different color, whatever, And they also didn't show the screen where you buy land or what a land looks like for sale. We've talked about this rather recently. I think that they need to redo how and make it stick more out if you're trying to sell a property. Like if you're driving by and somebody's got a piece of property for sale, I think there should be a little plot there and have a little sign for sale or something like that, Okay, I'm getting way behind in chat. Let me jump forward. Annalise says, I'm sure that the removed astronaut is probably a placeholder. They have discussed customizations for it. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what ends up being that. Skip says, fishing has to be the worst minigame. I don't know. Everybody's got their different opinion. I don't like... I think it's a toss-up between the warship and... rock, paper, scissors for me. Retro Reviews is here. Welcome. Says, hey, Bronze Dragon and everyone. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Can't stay for the stream. Excuse me. Okay, so your networking is here. Love to see new names. Thanks for dropping by. Says, hi, mate. Just started properly today. Nice. Well, let us know or... a lot of times we run out of time on this stream, but if you watch one of my videos and you have a question, you're brand new, just go ahead and pop a comment or a question under the video, and I try to get to everybody, but as long as you have a good comment or question, I try to get to you. If you're just trying to be ridiculous, I kind of leave the comment alone, unless you're putting out false information. If you're putting false information out, I'm turning your comment off. But if you have any questions, drop them below my videos, and I try to get to everybody and give you a logical answer. If it's interesting, if it sounds like it'll make a good video, I make a video out of it. So, and I try to give everybody a shout out for putting the questions in, because sometimes I run out of ideas for videos, so it helps me out. And welcome to the game. Miguel is here, says, hi, all the way from South Africa. Love your videos. Well, thanks. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Oh, Annalise pointed out that T25 means top 25. Okay. I would know that if I was on the leaderboard ever, I guess. Scott Davidson likes racer first, and then golf, fishing, bowling, warship, and then rock, paper, scissors. Sharon says, on the fishing, I think I think that may make it harder, like worship, harder to time tapping the phone. Yeah, it may be because you don't know exactly where it's going to be. I guess I'm just saying that I like the idea that their wreath Sami isn't out of the realm of rethinking the minigames, right? So I like the idea that they're in this realm of improving the game, continuing to improve the game, continuing to expand the game throughout the world, different countries. This is a sign of a healthy game. Okay, I've taken part of my channel is Web3 games. There's a lot of Web3 games that I know a lot of people don't like them, but a lot of them are being turned off lately. Okay, so I've come to notice that there are signs of a game that's doing well. And Atlas Earth, what it's currently in the mode of, is a game that's doing well. Okay, so no promises. I can't, this is not investment advice, right? I play this as a game. If you've watched my videos, you know I play this as a game and not an investment. But I've been having fun with it, and the signs that they're giving off is that of a healthy business. So, Beer Money Engine says, you know what? I'm going to try to stream tonight. Keyword is try. Okay. So check out Beer Money Engine if you want to check out some rock, paper, scissors action tonight. And Elise says that Beer Money Engine 3-hour rock, paper, scissors stream. Oh my. Oh my. And he replied, he just wants to test something out. Sharon says, okay, I mostly listen to this. Just notice the experience thing. What is that? That's something new. If you're talking about here in chat, that's something new that they started. I haven't figured out any details on it, but it's YouTube, okay? And I think it's geared towards people who keep coming back to the same live stream and input a lot to the live stream. I think that's what those are about, but I don't have any details just yet. Leandro says, I changed my card last night and forgot to change in the website. Oh my. Yeah, that'll do it. Your networking. Just started my account properly. Any advice, please? There's a video on my, just a little, kind of a little pointer towards a video of mine. Check on my channel and look for a video called Watch This Before You Play Atlas Earth. I go over the majority of the details about Atlas Earth. It's a little bit older, so I don't really talk about the challenge ladder, but all the details about how Atlas works is in that video. It's a little bit longer, maybe 20 to 30 minutes, but it includes all the details about how the game works. Watch that one first. That would be my advice. Same to Cyberdog, who just started as well and is on 4 parcels. Welcome. Dragons Collector 77 says, I'm at 20 cents. Yeah, it starts out slow, but keep with it. Like I said, it's a game of slow progression, and month after month after month, you'll find yourself in a much better situation. It's kind of like a train. It gathers up some steam and gets going, and your earnings just like a snowball going downhill. Just make steady progression. Christopher Marino's here. Welcome, Chris. Says, already got 450 points for the challenge ladder. Don't think the extra 200 points will affect me completing the ladder. I think it might add an extra day or two. I think it will add some extra mini games on it for me, though. Poke Slayer's here. Welcome. Says, hello, all. How's everyone doing? I'm from Canada. Well, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. I think everybody's doing pretty well, or myself. I'm still recovering from a throat lung type thing, and my voice is a little bit ragged. Last week, I had like a Barry White type voice. It was so low. Cyberdog says, I did get a legendary as my second one. Nice. Well, I think you'll find that your parcel number disparity can really vary within your first 100 parcels, but after 100 it starts to even out. And if you're wondering, you press this little question mark on that page right there, and you can see what you should expect. The commons 50%, the rares 30%, epics 15%, and legendary 5%. those of us who played a lot can probably say that you can probably expect more than 50% common. It's just part of the game. But if you play the challenge ladder and get your legendary parcel upgrade, you can increase those legendaries, which really help out though. Bolts 85's in the house, flashing the energy drink icon and the new boost button. Yeah, my energy drink today is hot tea. I don't know how much energy it has in it, but it's helping my voice out a little bit. Crypto Limbo says, "Hey Dragon, what do you think about the upcoming changes to Atlas Earth?" I'm still on the fence. I still prefer the more, what do I want to say? Sorry. The more realistic style, but I can understand why they're changing it. The new style is easier. It seems to me is easier to run from a compute standpoint, meaning that more and older types of phones will probably be able to run it easier. And they'll get rid of a lot of these issues that people are having loading the game. But, with that said, and it's a much more contemporary style, right? So, I'm still on the fence. I still like the older style, but I can understand what they're doing that. Okay, getting that back there. Okay, let's get back into chat. Crypto Limbo, so I just answered your question. Dragon's Collector says, "Is rock, paper, scissors hard?" No, it's easy, but it's random. There's, as far as I can tell, there's no real strategy behind it. I guess the idea would be to figure out if you throw, if the player is using what's called the rock strategy with all rocks, then if you go in with all papers, then you're going to win. But to the most extent, it's just random. There's no real strategy behind it. Miguel says, "Question, if you don't have the Atlas bucks to buy parcels for the challenge ladder, but have Atlas Earth rent to convert, would you recommend exchanging for the challenges instead of buying?" Well, currently, if you're still in the Atlas buck 33-1, that's the best time of the month to do it. So I do first couple levels. The Atlas buck conversion I would only do if you have that challenge up. I would not do it to buy a parcel. That's my answer. Because the Atlas buck conversions are, in and of themselves, you get a lot of points for doing those. Plus, you'd get a little bit more Atlas bucks, 33 instead of 25 right now. But that's only on for a few more hours, depending upon where you are. Dragon's Collector says, "The boat one is so challenging." Skip says, "Why is there a bunch of mini games on my challenge this month? I'm cooked." Yeah, everybody's going to notice those. Everybody's challenge ladder starts off pretty much full of mini games. Too bad that we didn't start yesterday and take advantage of the Super Mini Game Saturday. I guess next Saturday we'll all be playing mini games. Dragon's Collector says, "I took some of the money I make from my Cash App savings. I took the interest and I bought 2 parcels." Nice. Man, I'm way behind. I'm scrolling through chat here. I'm way behind. Crypto Limbo says, I got 6 just through surveys and boosts. Yeah, surveys are also, you also get a fair amount of, if you find yourself doing pretty good with surveys, you can get a good amount of Atlas bucks off of them. Sherry says, "I got disqualified from one survey this morning that paid 1 Atlas bucks." Some of the surveys where you do the first few questions, which is like, hey, what's your sex? What's your race? What's your, what's your shoe size? Whatever it says. And then it decides whether you're in that group of people it wants to ask questions and then kicks you out. Some of them, and I've found that the ones that are usually longer ones, you have a better chance at getting that 1 or 2 Atlas bucks. Which, like I said, it's not really about the 1 or 2 Atlas bucks. It's about completing that survey to get your challenge ladder to move forward. StuTube says, at Miguel, if you're going to convert, do it now whilst, yeah, the 33 to 1, yeah, like I just said. Dragon's Collector says, because I'm new, should I just reinvest all my rent? That's just really a personal decision you should think about. I didn't reinvest my rent until the challenge ladder subscription came out. And I proved to myself after the first month that I was able to complete better than 60% of the challenge ladder. Now, what that means is I think that if you can get to the point where you're making $10 a month and you can prove to yourself that you are completing at least 60% of the challenge ladder, if not the full challenge ladder, it's worth it. It's well worth it to take that $10 and put it back into the challenge ladder subscription, because the payout you get from it is well worth the $10. As far as doing other stuff, that's just really up to you, and you have to think about it. Scott says, rock, paper, scissors is infuriating. Definitely couldn't play that for 2 hours straight. I'm right there with you, Scott. Dragon's Collector is only good at bowling and racing. They say, how many races do I have to win to get to the top 500? I don't know, and it's going to vary depending upon where you're playing from and what group of people you're playing against. Some countries who have just come online, they have a very small pool of people that are playing, and therefore it's easier to get into the top ranks, but it's much lower payout. So here in the States, it's harder to get in, but you're going to have a little bit of a higher payout. Dragon's Collector says, I set a 18-minute timer on my clock and I watch the ads. I usually get over 50. Yeah, nice. I used to, but I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much, my mind is set in 20-minute increments. Cerezi says, I also discovered a very small area that I did not know existed near my town. A fancy neighborhood has its own city, so I think I might go become the mayor with 4 parcels. Yeah, I discovered one of those around me too. It's next on my list. Andrew Minkert says, thank you for service. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Dragon's Collector says, okay, when the car one comes back, I'm going to try to do that. Annalise also likes those little mayorships that you can find here and there. Yeah, I found one of those around me. I haven't taken it over yet, but it is on my list. Robert's here, says good morning. About the mini games, I'm not a fan. I play and it looks like I'm hitting points, but then I get the you lose. Yeah, there's some of those games where some of the really good players, they've got it. So they've got a strategy where they can hit every single point, including like an extra point that nobody, I don't want to say knows about, but you can only do it if you have a certain strategy. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I've been in your shoes as well. You think you win, and then you get to the thing and they're like, oh, you didn't hit that extra one. Well, it requires you to double tap before the game starts or something weird like that, you know. Scott says, when are those landmarks coming? It's been soon forever. Yeah. I have no news on those. They said it's still on the list. As far as I know, of course, I have not seen the AMA from this past week. He may have talked about it. Looking forward to that. I'll probably do a video on my feelings about after listening to it. Leandro says, on Warship, you should always know where the next comes from. Yeah, I know. I've heard people say that there is a pattern there. Robert says, I think a good idea for the game's future would be to incorporate a walking app. Yeah, I've heard people talk about that, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility because they've incorporated enough a number of other earning style app games or pattern. What do I want to say? Like the arcade and AMP and stuff like that under their umbrella, so to speak. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I haven't heard Sami or anybody talk about it on the team, though. I do think it's an interesting idea. It would incorporate another earning style app to the game. It's interesting. And hey, it goes along with the idea of being an explorer, walking, right? So I agree with there, Rob. Skip says, I think hitting the 2 rockets for Warship is pretty much all you need to win, honestly. Dragon's Collector says, are they going to add more mini games with this update? The next mini game I'm aware of is, if they're still talking about trivia, but they haven't said when that's going to hit. And I haven't heard about it being in testing yet. So Martin says, 2-hour rock, paper, scissors can top 60, and first in the state managed me to get 75 Atlas bucks. I'm happy with that. Miguel says, do you think Atlas Earth will add the function for a person to see how many parcels you have in each district town with a person already purchased parcels? I think they're staying, this is just my idea. I think they're staying, and I know we're at the top of the hour. I think they're staying away from giving totals anywhere because really, frankly, when you start talking about the tier jumping and stuff like that, the game as a business really benefits when you exceed your tier and your boost multiplier goes down. So I don't think they put any totals up there like on the total board, just so that you can go ahead and you make less money off of the company if you exceed tier. So it behooves them not to give you a total. So that means that before you buy parcels, you should really do your math a few times and make sure you're buying exactly in the amount of parcels. So, okay, well, I know I didn't get to all the chat. It's been great talking with you all this week. Please join me again next week on Sunday at noon Eastern time, where we talk Atlas Earth again. So I appreciate it, and thanks to everybody who's stopping by. Please leave a like and subscribe on the channel if you wouldn't mind. And hey, I hope everyone has a great week. Get into your challenge ladder, and I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Atlas Earth.